Dr. Asif Khan.
Okay, so thank you very much, Elizabeth and Mike, for the introductions. And Mike was actually talking about very important developments that have recently taken place. So I would like to just respond to some of the points which Mike was highlighting. And he talked about plantations, which are actually part of afforestation programs. So in Pakistan, in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we had a massive afforestation drive that started in 2014, and it lasted for 5 years. And 1 billion trees were planted. It was known as the Billion Tree Tsunami Project. Now that has been scaled up at the national level, and I'm sure that everybody is aware of the 10 billion tree tsunami program, which is being implemented throughout Pakistan. So yes, the plantation drives, they will certainly help because these forests, they are considered as carbon sinks, so they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and they also provide many other ecosystem services. And it's also a part of an ecosystem-based adaptation plan as well. But we need to also think about the main problem, which is the decarbonization of economies around the world. And that is where the focus needs to be on. So at the moment, we can see that we are in a stage, in a process of transition from burning fossil fuels to renewable energy sources. We do have the technologies, and recently the special envoy John Kerry, he mentioned that maybe we will be needing more technologies in the future that have not yet been invented to tackle the problem of climate change. But at the moment, the technologies that we have in terms of renewable energy, they need to be scaled up. And we need innovations, for example, in storage, because we have intermittency problems in terms of solar and wind energies. But we need innovations in terms of storage, and there has been progress in that in terms of the different types of batteries and cells that are being developed. So the focus needs to be on phasing out very rapidly from fossil fuel combustion and then moving towards the renewable energy sources. We do have the technologies now, and I strongly share the same opinion which Dr. Michael Mann has, who is a senior US climate scientist and climatologist, who also maintains that we need to scale up our renewable energy technology. So we do have the technologies in hand, we need innovations in these technologies, and then we need to move forward. We need to stop using fossil fuels. So in order to reach the net zero emissions by the year 2050, we really need to think about decarbonizing our economies and moving from fossil fuels. So, so it needs a comprehensive plan, and afforestation programs all around the world, they may not be required or beneficial, even though they do play their important part, as I explained earlier. In terms of the technology transfer point, which Afia mentioned, I think it is important to look at the absorption capacity of developing countries. So even though we have the Green Climate Fund, according to the Paris Agreement, which funds developing countries in order to adapt and mitigate, but at the same time, we also need to look at our local conditions and resources, how we can absorb the technologies, and how these funds can be properly utilized for its maximum benefit. Otherwise, these funds, they will be just lying around. So it needs a comprehensive, proper plan in terms of investments. So one of the things that developing countries like Pakistan can do is provide further subsidies to renewable energies, such as the solar energies. And if those subsidies are provided through these investment plans, then the local communities, they will rely less on the national grid and more on renewable energies. So when I talk about the national grid, the last point which I would like to make is that I anticipate to see the future where we have the supply of electricity from renewable energies through the national grid. And that is going to make substantial differences in terms of our reductions in emissions, because we have different sources of power generation, which also includes coal-fired power plants, and therefore we need a transition to move to more renewable energy sources. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Khan.